Okay, project number 2. This is a Whynter Beverage Cooler that I purchased from Amazon. I bought this unit to house my yeast starter. As you can see here, I have a 2-liter Erlenmeyer flask that sits on a stir plate. This Erlenmeyer flask, stir plate, and cooler will act as the housing and climate control for my yeast starter. Now, the purpose of the yeast starter is to acclimate our yeast to their new environment prior to pitching. My plan is to ferment my mead at a temp of about 60 to 62 degrees Fahrenheit. I also want my yeast starter to be at the same temperature. As you likely saw in my previous video, the current ambient temperature of my basement is approximately, it was like 72.4 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. If my starter was housed at this temperature, then subsequently pitched into my must of 60 degrees, this may cause my yeast to be shocked, and they will subsequently produce off flavors of the mead. So ideally, I want my yeast starter to be at the same temperature or within a few degrees of the temperature in which my conical will be maintained at. So I'm looking to ferment at a temperature of about 60 degrees. I want my yeast starter to be at that temperature also. So the problem I'm having with this unit, I mean, it's the perfect size, but it is unable to tightly regulate the temperature that I need it at. So on a setting of like 1, I'm trying to achieve a temperature of 60 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees. The variation in temperature of this unit is 20 degrees. So I'm getting a reading of anywhere between 42 degrees Fahrenheit to 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's not good. I need a tighter control of temperature for my yeast starter. So what I am doing here is trying to figure out the wiring diagram of the current thermostat so that I could change it out for a more for a unit that could be tightly controlled. You're not going to be able to see this really well because of the glare, but I have here a picture of the actual wiring of the current thermostat. On the back of the unit was a wiring diagram of essentially what these wires are and what functions they're performing and what they're bringing current to. So I'm trying to figure this all out so that I could exchange the current thermostat to this one, which is an Inkbird ST1000. And with this unit, I could gain tighter control of the cooler. So where I've gotten so far is that, let me see if I can get you guys to see this. This is the yellow-green wire, which I have determined is the ground wire. These 2 wires here are the neutral wire, which will be part of the power source of the new thermostat. The red wire here is the wire that leads to the compressor, and this wire will be activated to turn the compressor on and off. So what I'm going to attempt to do, and hopefully I'm successful, is rewire this whole system. Yesterday I took off my plumber's hat, and now I'm a refrigerator repair person and electrician. Hopefully it works and I could get tighter control of this unit. If not, I've wasted $200+. But we'll come back after the wiring has been done. So after having nearly burnt my basement down, I finally figured out how to wire this thermostat controller. I was way overthinking things. It's a little simpler than what I anticipated it to be, but now it's working really well. And as you can see, I'm gonna get a little closer here. Whereas before, my temperature control was within 20 degrees. So from about 42 to 65, so 23 degrees difference. Now it's being tightly controlled within 2 degrees. The current temperature is 61 degrees. The lowest it has gotten was 60 degrees. The highest it has gotten is 62. So I have gained a tighter control on the temperature here. I have about 8 days left before I start my first batch of mead. So I have a couple of projects that I want to do within those 8 days. One of them is, so this still looks pretty crude. So my next project is to build a housing for the temperature controller. And I want to reinsert the lighting for the refrigerator. So now that I figured out the wiring, I know which wire is which, where what goes to, it should be easier to reinsert that lighting system. But I will begin those projects today or tomorrow. I'll send you a video of the finished product. So I think I figured out how to wire my light fixture and include it back into the wiring of my thermostat. Hopefully it works, and I will turn it on. This is the switch, the wiring to the switch, and let's see. There we go. So it works. Now I have to build a housing for both the thermostat here, the light fixture here, so it doesn't look this crude and messy. After that project is complete, I will show you the finished product. Hopefully it goes well. See you then. So this is about a 5-inch, according to my measurements, a 5-inch light fixture for the refrigerator. Coming over here, this is a workbox that is going to act as the housing for the light fixture and thermostat. I have a hole saw bit, 2 vices, top part of the housing, Ryobi power drill, and hopefully this all will work.